What's up, digital marketing agency owners? On today's video, I want to talk about 3 key positions that you need in order to scale your agency. I know that as we grew and scaled our digital marketing agency, we have big goals, we have big aspirations, right? I want to go to a certain amount of revenue, I want to make a certain amount of money. But the reality is, most of us didn't start our agencies just to make more money. We really started our agency so that we could have freedom to do what we wanted to do, to set our own schedule, to have the flexibility. If you're going to make more money and have more freedom in your life, you have to have a strategy to scale. And so what I want to talk about on this video is the key positions and in what order you want to hire them to create not only the growth that you want, but also the freedom that you want. So the first thing you want to do as you think about growing and scaling your agency, before you start hiring any positions, before you start putting people in place, the first thing you have to do is map out your organizational chart or your accountability chart if you're familiar with EOS, the Entrepreneur Operating System. And there's a great book called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber. And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend you check it out. It's one of those fundamental books that just about everybody in business either has read or should read. And it talks about a lot, but really the idea that most people that go into the business as technicians, right? And so maybe you started your agency as somebody that was really good with website design, or really good with funnels, or really good with SEO, and you know how to do that really well. And so you spend all your time learning how to do the skill. But really, a business owner isn't the person that does the work. It's the person that runs the business, that puts those people in place. And so really, if you want a business, you should not be working in the business, you should be working on the business. And in that book, Michael Gerber really talks about the idea that in order to remove yourself from the day-to-day in the business, you have to have an organizational chart where each of the key accountabilities in your business are mapped out and the name of who's responsible for each of those different things is listed, right? And so that's where you need to start. As you think about your digital marketing agency, recognize there are key areas within the business, right? There's operations, building the websites, doing the SEO, doing the PPC. There's the marketing, there's the sales, there's the account management, there's the accounting, and then of course there's admin and finance, right? All of those are key areas within your business, and most of us have areas that we're passionate about, that we love, that we're really good at, and then there's other things that we hate to do. And it's like, man, I can't stand doing that, I don't want to do it. And so as you think about your organizational chart, I would really encourage you to spend some time getting clear on the things you're doing that you enjoy, that build your energy, and spend some time recognizing the things that you don't want to do, that you don't like to do, that take energy away from you. And those are the areas within your agency you need to remove yourself from as quickly as possible. Because there are people that love doing that thing, that are really good at it, they get energy from it. There's a great book by John Assaraf called The Answer. And in the book, The Answer, he talks about the fact that there's people that play at things you have to work at. And really, one of the secrets to accelerated growth in your agency, to accelerated growth in any business, is to find people that play at what you have to work at. And so before I talk about these 3 key positions, I really want to encourage you, spend some time doing this work. And I'm going to give you some resources at the end of this video to help you map out this accountability chart and get clear on what those positions are. So step 1, map out your accountability chart. Now from there, what I've found in my agency, and now working with hundreds of agencies across the country, there's usually 3 key positions that you need to hire. And usually they need to be hired in this exact order in order to create the freedom and the growth that you're after. What I found in our agency, as we grew and we kind of grew to mid 6 figures, we had 15 to 20 clients, the first thing we had to get rid of and to get ourselves out of was the doing in the business, the operations. You could call this an operations manager, you could call this a delivery person, but if you're still managing projects, putting things into a project management system, whether it's ClickUp or Trello or Teamwork or whatever the system is, if you're still building websites, writing content, claiming directories, there is no way your agency is going to grow and scale. So the very first thing you absolutely must remove yourself from is the doing of the work. It's the operations side of the business. And so number 1, operations. And this could look in your business like an operations manager. It could look like an integrator if you're using EOS and you're kind of large enough to have a leadership team in place. It could just be somebody that's handling the operations, actually doing the work within your business or managing your white label team. So that's number one. Number two is account management. As you grow, as you scale the business, at some point you're going to get busy, right? And usually you get rid of operations, and the next thing is, I've got all of these clients. Let's say I've got 15 or 20 clients. The work's getting done, but they need to talk to somebody, right? They need to have calls to know what's going on, to see what the return on investment is, to remain engaged. And what I found in our agency and what I found in a lot of the agencies we work with is that somewhere around 15 to 20 clients, you have to make a choice. And that choice is, do I continue to grow and remove myself from the account management, or do I stay here? Because you're going to wind up relatively bottlenecked trying to land clients, trying to deliver the work, trying to lead the team, and then also being an account manager. And so a key position that you're going to constantly be hiring for in your agency as you grow and as you scale, and probably the first role you need to hire after operations is taken care of, is an account manager. Really, your account manager, in the way that I see it in a digital marketing agency, isn't necessarily doing the work. They're the main liaison between your business and the client, right? So they're onboarding the client, they're letting the client know what's going on, they're the person the client calls at 3 a.m. in the morning when they're stuck because they're upset that something's not working right. They're the main point of contact for the client. And really, if you can get yourself out of operations and you can get yourself out of account management and you're still kind of leading that aspect in the business, it creates a lot of headspace for you to focus on what you should be focused on as the business owner, as the entrepreneur, which is the vision for the company, which is the positioning and the marketing and landing clients and growing the business to the next level. So those are my top two. Believe it or not, my third is usually going to be a personal assistant or a VA or a marketing support person. Because believe it or not, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. And so if you're the entrepreneur in charge of the business, maybe you've got an operations team, you've got account managers, but you're still ordering supplies for the office, or you're still paying certain bills, or you're still responsible for all of the day-to-day within your own personal life and the administration of the business, you're going to get bogged down. You're going to be doing $7 an hour tasks when you should be doing $250 an hour tasks, right? And so if you don't have a personal assistant, a marketing assistant, a VA that's checking your inbox, that's taking care of like the day-to-day communication within your world, that is a big opportunity. So looking at the top three positions, we've got to remove ourselves from operations. Number two, we've got to have ourselves removed from account management, put account managers in place. Number three, you've got to have a personal assistant. And then what I really believe is after that, there's a couple other roles, right? There's the key functional delivery roles within the business. So if your business does content creation, or it does pay-per-click advertising, or it does SEO, or whatever the things are, you're going to need specialists in those areas within the business. But after that, the other key position you want to remove yourself from is sales and business development, actually taking the sales calls and closing the clients. To me, that's an amazing position to remove yourself from. It was one of the happiest days in my life, the first day somebody else took a sales call and closed the business, because it really meant I had elevated out of the day-to-day operations in the business. If you've got sales taken care of, client onboarding taken care of, account management taken care of, and operations, like you're really running a business and you're able to be the entrepreneur looking forward, maybe just doing the things that you're best at and that you're most passionate about. And it can be done, right? When you put a salesperson in place, because you've got a good inbound engine, you've got new sales opportunities coming in on a consistent basis, you can have this business that's running without you physically having to do anything in the day-to-day of the company. And that's a very, very exciting place to be. I've put together this document that walks through the different key positions that you're going to need as you grow and as you scale your business. It's going to be really hard to see on this visual, so I'm going to give you a link where you can download this. But ultimately, kind of like, who would you need when you're just getting started? Who do you need when you've got like 15 to 30 clients? Who do you need once you've got like 30 to 50 clients? And then really, what does a scaled seven-figure agency look like? What does that accountability chart look like? What are the key roles? And again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time here because I'm going to share a document with you that will really walk this through. But what I want you to be able to look at and visualize as you grow and scale your agency, regardless of where you happen to sit today, is I want you to know what are the next 3 people I'm going to need to hire for in order to create more freedom and efficiency in the business. And then what's my scaled model look like? How often do I need to hire a new account manager? How often do I need to hire a new PPC specialist? How often do I need to add key leaders within the company so that as the company grows, it doesn't bottleneck. It doesn't start to rely on me as the owner to keep things running. So if that sounds good, you want to get your hands on that, you can go to 7figureagency.com/scale. That's 7figureagency.com/scale. It'll take you straight to a resource that walks you through those key positions, what a scaled organizational chart looks like, so that you've got the key strategy you need to create that additional freedom that you're after in your business. So I hope this has been beneficial. Hopefully it's been insightful. Would love to know in the comments, like, what's the next position you need to hire for in your agency? And if you got benefit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with another agency that could benefit. Be sure to grab this resource by going to 7figureagency.com/scale. And stay tuned for other great videos just like this on how to grow your agency, create more money, more freedom, and a bigger impact in your life and business. I'll talk to you soon.